Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's time for coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Frank Sesno. And I thought it would be interesting for our listeners, Frank, to learn a bit more about your creative thought process as it applies to one of the projects that you mentioned that you actually started with Planet Forward, which was launched in 2009. And in particular, how you went about conceiving of and then structuring what became a multimedia initiative, highlighting storytelling about innovation and sustainability, in this case, in energy, food, water, the built environment, and on and on. And in this initiative, you have partnered with a whole range of media partners, whether it's Bloomberg TV, National Geographic, PBS, HuffPost, and you've created a summit, the Planet Forward Summit. So without going into detail about the actual initiative itself, could you share with our young listeners how you did the strategy, how you laid out the vision of what Planet Forward would become?
Sure. When I came to George Washington University, I came from George Mason. I actually went to George Mason first, where I had a media project there. And I had gone into the academic world from CNN, from being a journalist, storyteller, being in the media. And when I went to a university, I thought, and I felt very, very strongly, that the university is a fabulous platform for a media enterprise. Why? Because universities are filled with students who are learning, faculty who are researching. They have credibility and stature in the community. They have an attention span. They've been around for hundreds of years. They ain't going anywhere. And they really, to me, are all about the future. The people who are there will run the future. They will inherit the future. They will influence the future in every way, literally and figuratively. And so what could I do to leverage up and out what is happening on these campuses? In the case of the Planet Forward thing, when I came to GW, I thought, what should my focus be? What should this project be? And I literally went into a year-long thought process on that. And I met with a number of people in media, people in university settings, who thought about this sort of thing for a while. And I thought initially about maybe doing, I don't want to call it a variety show, but, at a university, what do you have? You have the history department, the science department, you have the business school, you have the law school. What if we did a series of events or conversations engaging all these different disciplines? You think about, I did the Sunday show at CNN for years and do something different every week because you'd follow the news. Was there a corollary to that? I met with somebody who had helped to redesign the New Yorker. And what he told me was, don't do a variety show. Establish an area where you can develop your expertise, where you can be known for something. And that really stuck with me because that was a big change. That was a different way of thinking about it than I had gone into it. And then I started thinking, okay, well, what would that be if we were to take an issue and really own it? And that's when after talking again to a lot of people, I came on this issue of sustainability, of the planet. Because why? It's global and it's local. It's about business. It's about technology. It's about history. It's about commerce. It's about culture. It is legislative and it is behavioral. And it is going to resound forever because we'll never solve this problem, right? There will always be things we need to deal with. So that's what I did. I decided on this. I gathered a group of students. I remember I called them my Genius Brigade. I didn't have a name for the project. And we just went into a room with a whiteboard. We started playing around once I had the concept and came up with this idea, Planet Forward. We named it Planet Forward because it's forward leaning. That kind of conveys energy and I hope optimism. How do we move the planet forward? That suggests that we actually can make progress here. And so that's what we've done. We now have 24 schools, more than 24 schools that are formally affiliated with us as a consortium school, highly diverse schools. We have students who are Planet Forward correspondents all over the country. And we have more than 5,000 stories that have been posted.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.